Jumping on here, really impromptu thing, because I just got an amazing box from Ranger. I've written a couple articles for them, tutorials for them for their website, and so I requested some product to use with some of my credit that I earned, and then they also sent me some stuff, and I wanted to share with you because it is flipping amazing. The first thing I want to share with you is silicone mat. I love this silicone mat. I have a lot of craft mats. I've done tutorials with craft mats. I've gone and said which craft mats I like and whatnot. This is absolutely amazing. There's a texture on it that makes it, first of all, it doesn't slide around. So whenever you have a mat that doesn't have things that stick to it, usually it's like a glass mat, which my Tim Holtz one is fantastic. I still love it. But it slides really bad. And if it sticks, it has kind of a weird texture where the mediums do weird things on the surface. This doesn't do that. It's so wonderful. So this is the first thing that they sent me, and I was dying. I'm like, oh my God, this is fabulous. Then the second thing, some of these are new products, so I'm going to just go through here and just show you. Some of them are new to me, but some of them are just brand spanking new. So here we go. This is Dena Weeklies' new media journal. This is the blue edition, and what makes this different than her other journal is it has, instead of the canvas, it actually has denim. So this is so much fun. So there's denim, and then there's still her heavy duty cotton paper. I absolutely love this paper. It withstands paint beautifully. I'll show you what I mean. I have her little 6x6 that I've been working on, and it is made up of this wonderful paper. And check this out. I did not gesso any of these pages. None of it bled through, and the paint, and I mean, like this is with her scribble sticks. It doesn't bleed through at all. It's fantastic. This paper is. It's super absorbent. Works great with any wet medium. I've done stuff with scribble sticks in here. Works great with that. It's just really a fantastic paper. So you don't have to worry about bleed through or anything. So I was really excited that this is still in her media journal. And again, it has the denim. Then it has this burlap, which is so fun. And then more of this, and it looks like there are two inserts in here, and what I mean by that is the binding. There's two of them, so you get a lot. I mean, it's 26 pages, so that's really cool. So this is awesome. Ooh, see, and I love that. There's a distress to it. Oh, maybe not. Darn it. Oh well. Okay. So this is really cool. Brand new out. And by the way, I did go ahead and link everything individually down below if you're interested in any of this product. All right, and then the next thing that I got from her was her paints. Now, these are not new. She has these out. You guys, I have done a ton of stuff with paint. I have a ton of acrylic paint. I've dabbled with mixed media, whatnot. But her paint is my favorite. Her acrylic paint is my favorite. I do like these smaller sizes. The reason is because, and I also like her larger ones because of the way they're sealed on top. Sometimes when a paint is not, when it's just an open can or like a wide mouth, it can dry out. So I prefer to work with a smaller type jar and just, replenish it as needed. But these paints are all new colors to me except for the blackberry. The blackberry I go through like it's going out of style. So I really need to get a big one of that because that's my favorite color that she has in this entire line. And then the other one that I go through quite a bit of is the Sedona. And so I probably should get a big one of that. And the other ones I already have, just some beautiful bright greens, a tangerine, a cheddar. Those I have. Ruby I have. Most of her blues I have. I even have sky, but I reordered it. So her paint is fabulous. But I'm going to set that aside, and we're going to show you some other stuff that also just came. The other thing that really just made me go crazy, because I didn't even know that this was a possibility or that they had this out. This Y'all, this one blew my everlasting mind. And it is the Letter It Adhesive Foam. It is clear 3D foam. What? Yes. This is clear, clear. It's clear. It's clear. It's clear. Now you're like, well, okay, that's cool, but what is it for? And it's really sticky. This is great for when you're doing those layering stamped images in which you're building. So you're taking one small image and then you're putting it on a larger image and so on and so forth. And it's on a tag or something, on a gift, and you can see it on its side. You will be able to see straight through and there will be nothing blocking your vision. And I know that that sounds weird, but if you've ever received one of those tags that is layered up, and you can especially the white adhesive, it just doesn't do anything for your eye. This is just, I'm so excited about this one. I didn't even know this was out. That's so cool. The other thing I didn't know that they have that I absolutely love is I didn't know that they had black adhesive foam. I use black pop dye, so like it's going out of style. And they have black and it's on the roll. I've never seen black adhesive foam on the roll before, so that's cool. They also have double-sided sticky tape. I have not used their double-sided sticky tape. It's clear. I'm excited to try this. And then, of course, they also have white 3D adhesive foam. So that's exciting. The other thing that I got was the little mini Wendy, the Wendy Make Art Station, STAYTION. This thing is fabulous. I have the larger one. The larger one is, I believe, a 12 by 12. See here? So this is the big one that I already have, and then this is the smaller one. The smaller one comes with these fantastic magnets, and the magnets don't pinch your fingers. They're super strong, but they don't pinch your fingers like some magnets do for other type platforms. So they are foam bottom. They don't scratch. They're real soft. They're super strong, things like that. So I am in love with this. And then this comes in super handy as well. It is a little 7-inch color. I like that the center is 0, and so it goes both ways to line up absolutely perfect. There's a grid on this side, so this is wonderful. These are also great to travel with. This is really great for card makers or working on ATCs or tags. I'm very excited about this smaller size. Super excited that they sent that to me. Then the other thing I wanted to share with you that's not new, but you may not know about, is their specialty stamp paper. I don't know if you've ever used their specialty stamp paper, but it's very cool. You can, Simon Hurley has inks out that are blendable as well. And you know, Tim Holtz's entire distress line is blendable. This allows for a seamless blend. Plus it has a nice, interesting coat on it. I don't use it for when I want to color with my Copics or if I want to color with Mars. This is strictly blending your ink pad type inks on it or stamping with the Simon Hurley ink. It also works with Tim Holtz ink. It's really great. You can emboss on it. Really, really a great staple. It's my very favorite stamping paper around. But again, I don't do it for like when you want to color in a detail stamp. This is strictly for creating those beautiful backgrounds or for stamping layered stamps. Simon Hurley has a new stamp set out that is a layering stamp. I don't know if you guys have seen it. Let me see if I got it back here. I'm just kind of pulling this one out. This is his new one. This works beautifully on this stamping paper. I really like it. As you can tell, you stamp in this beautiful bold, and then you go ahead and stamp the outline in a different color. And so it does all the work for you, and it layers real nicely on here with his ink. So if you do not have their stamping paper, I strongly, strongly, strongly recommend it. It is fantastic. And then, let's see, what else? Okay, now I'm going to get into the really fun stuff. Stickles has new glitter gel. We're going to try this out today. I'm going to try out a couple products. This is going to be one of them. I can't wait to try these. I only got 3. I think there's 4 or 5 colors. I decided on this dark, and again, I'm going to play with this some today. This dark matter. Look at how pretty that is. There's like bigger chunks of things in there. It's a, you know, a couple different sizes, which is cool. And then the other one I purchased was the Solar Flare. So this is a gold base and so pretty. And again, I'm going to play with this. We're going to try it out. Because the next product I got is like, oh, I can't wait. I almost died. And then this one is Moon Dust. So it's a white base. So we're going to try those out. I'm going to set this off to the side. Then, dun, 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 I'm so excited about this. I got the Distress Glaze. Broken China. This is brand new, Tim Holtz. Walnut Glaze and Fired Brick. Not sure if I got the entire line or not. I can't remember. Weathered Wood, but I do have the entire line linked down below if you want to check it out. Tattered Angel, Peeled Paint, and Cracked Pistachio. And this goes with all of his colors from all of his Distress line. To use this, now this is, it's an embossing glaze, so it embosses, but I believe, and I haven't played with it, but I did see him play with it at Creativation, and I do think that it embosses. This is the embossing glaze. I just have someone ask what this. These are all the new Distress embossing glazes. I have the link provided down below for you if you want to check it out after as well. So it should take you right to all of this. And then these are the Stickles glitter gels, and these are brand new. So this is provided down below as well for you. So from what I understand, these Distress embossing glazes, I think they're a little bit of a thicker type embossing powder. I haven't played with them, so I thought that we could play with them today together. And I'm just going to create a couple tags. I'm going to be using like my greens and my gray together, and then I'm going to use these colors together. So I'll use these 4 colors together on one tag. These 3 on the other, and then I'm going to pull in some stickles as well on top of that, and I will go ahead and try to run the glitter gel, because they say that you can run the glitter gel through a stencil, so I want to try that. But I'm also going to create like a swatch with it as well on a tag, just so we can see how this all works, because I don't know. And I'm going to use this with any of his Distress inks. I believe his Distress oxides. Yes, they do have a 3D foam tape. It is this one, and I have the link below right here. This is the clear 3D foam tape. I cannot even believe it. It's by the letter link down below. I have all of this in the description box for you guys, so you can just find it right away if you're interested in it. So the Distress inks, the Distress oxides are my favorite to emboss with. But for this particular project, I'm going to be using the new Embody A Bur. And so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to make some swipes with this on a couple of these tags. These tags are actually the Dena Weeklies tags. I don't have them listed down below, but I know that's what they are because I use them all the time. So let's go ahead and let me start off with my warm, and then we'll do the cool. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to take this dabber, and I'm just gonna let's just do it this way. I'm just gonna swipe, and I've never used it before, so it might take a minute to start to flow. So there we go. Now we're starting to flow. So I'm just going to swipe this across, and I don't know if you can tell, but it is wet. And I'll just put on this first color, which is the Tattered Rose. So let's see how this one lays out. And then I'll use a heat gun and set it. Or I might just set it all at once. No, I'll set it right now. So let's just see how this does. Now it says that you can use the heat tool, but I'm actually going to use a heat gun because I think that the heated craft tool will take too long because it's embossing. So Let's just see here. The silicone mat is resistant as well, so I know that I can do this on here with no problem. And it's not flying off, which is nice. It does produce a glaze very similar to, you know, I think an embossing powder at this point. But I am noticing that it melts, but if I go over it again, it remelts, which is super cool. Okay, so now that I know how this kind of lays out, I'm going to go ahead and put the other two colors on, and we'll just heat set it all at once. I don't need to heat set it, I think, between the two. So I'm just going to empty this back out into this, and I'm going to lay out the fire bricked and the walnut stain. So this is a beautiful tattered rose, and this one we will do fired brick and then the walnut. And so I'm just gonna take and run that over like so, and then just take it, dump it on over. And some of it did pick up on that tattered rose, so that should be kind of fun, I think. And I'm going to lay walnut glaze up here as well. I'm going to have to be kind of careful with that because, you know what? No, I'm not. I need to probably heat it up just because I don't want to get any of the powder on my pad. On the tip, my dabber. I want to make sure that I keep that clear. So I'll heat set this, and then we'll do the walnut glaze on top. Okay, so one thing that he did do that was kind of cool was he went ahead and sprinkled like different distress glazes on one project. When you do that, obviously you can't save the rest of it, but it did create a really cool effect. So maybe on the next one, I'll do it with that next tag using these cooler colors. But for this one, we will just go ahead and finish it off. And I'm going to actually take my walnut. This one is the walnut stain on this. And I'm just going to go over all of it like so. And then the next one we'll do more of mixing the colors kind of together. And what's cool about embossing glazes is you don't get that muddy look if you don't respect your color family, because each individual powder is kind of a unit of itself. So, or at least that's my theory. I could be wrong. I don't know. We'll see. All right, so let's go ahead and do this. This is the walnut glaze, and I'll come back and I want to put some stickles over it. I want to like do some stenciling on top of it, but let's lay out the next tag first to see the colors. That's interesting. There actually was some dimension in that I was not expecting. So that's super cool. So I'm going to set this aside, and we're going to do a different kind of technique on the next tag, in which I will not be able to save my embossing powder like I just did. So this should be fun. I want to kind of clean off my silicone mat here. Just want to see how this cleans up, and it really does clean up nice. It holds all my medium down that I put down. So my embossing powder was actually pretty well stuck to that, and I was a little bit concerned that I wouldn't be able to get it up, but I did. I just needed to use some cleaner on it. So that's cool. I'm very impressed with this mat. I also like that there's no glare from my overhead light on it, because that's one reason why I don't enjoy doing videos for my desk where I normally craft, because of the glare. But the lighting over here is way better than in the section that I do have my videos. So I'm pretty impressed with this silicone mat. All right, let's go ahead and move on to the other 4 colors. This one should go a little bit faster just because I'm not going to be stopping to emboss as often. But there's different, I don't know if you can tell, but some of this looks more matte, some of it looks more glossy. So that's really cool. All right, so for this one, I want to use my broken china, my pistachio, weathered, the weathered paint or weathered wood and peeled paint. So I'm just gonna take my dabber once again and go over all of it. I'm just gonna cover it with this clear embossing powder. So I'm giving it a really, really good coverage here. And it almost looks like it's all wet. All right. So I have this little, this little spoon. It's a spice spoon. And I'm just going to open up all of my embossing powders and lay out some ink on them. And again, I'm not really going to be able to save this embossing powder that I used in here because it's going to be totally mixed up. I mean, I could save it in another jar, I suppose. I could just start another jar. All right, so I'm going to put the weathered wood down first. And then I'll add a little bit more. And then I'll do the pistachio. More of that. And then broken china. I love broken china. It's one of my favorites. And then peeled paint. And then I'm going to go back over it with some more of this one. And let's go over with some pistachio. So I'm just getting quite a lot of color down, trying to at least, and then go broken china one more time. All right, and then from here, I just want to take and kind of try to cover all the edges. So, da-da, let's see how that turns out. But look at all that extra right there. So, if you want to be stingy, or I shouldn't say stingy, if you want to save your glaze, I don't recommend this because I think you're going to use a lot, but I think it's kind of fun. I think it's going to look really cool when it's all said and done, and then we're going to go ahead and play with some of that new glitter gel. Okie dokie. So, here we go. Let's see what happens. It's like magic before your eyes. That's pretty stinking cool. I actually want to do something on the edges of this. I want to distress the edges, but I think that's pretty freaking awesome. I am loving that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to distress the edges, and I'm just going to take some of this Black Soot Distress Oxide, and I'm going to just go over the edges, and then I'm going to take my Walnut Stain Distress ink and excuse me, the Embossing Glaze, which is also distress, and just pour it on the edges and emboss the edges with it. And then we will go ahead and layer on a stencil with the new glitter stuff. So I'm just trying to get some of that ink. I like there we go. All right, so from here, let me take and do that. And so I'm just gonna take, this is the Walnut Glaze. So I just wanna take it and just see if it will, how it will distress up on this. Because I want my edges to be darker. I'm weird like that. All right, tap it off. All right, I kind of like what it looks like already. I'm just gonna save this. I really think that you could use this glaze as an embossing powder straight up as well on a detailed stamp. I think that it would totally work with the way that it's laying and melting. So I think it's multifunctional, really do. All right, let's go ahead and see what happens here. That's really cool. Now, something else that he did do, I think, I could be wrong, I'm going to try it anyway, we'll just see, is he took a spot, he heated it up, so he re-engaged the embossing ink from the dabber, and then he put some of this glaze on top of that. So I want to heat it up right there. I could make a big fat mess right now. So let's see here. And I'm gonna heat it from the bottom just because I don't trust it not to fly around. I just want to see what it'll do. Yeah, it does. Okay, so it really does melt right in there. So, you know, you can, that's really cool. So what you can do is just take a section, basically. Oop, look what I did. I spilled off to the side. Whoops. So you can take a section and just heat it up, reheat it up. And let me try to do it on the top, see if it goes everywhere, okay? Yeah, it kind of went everywhere that time. So definitely want to try this technique from the bottom so it doesn't fly everywhere. But it does look like you can reheat up your section. So let me just reheat it up right here. And I'm just going to take some of this and just tap it on like so. I'm just experimenting, guys. I just want to see how this all works. All right. And then I'm going to take and so you can definitely get this to you can get this to heat up and get liquidy, I should say, so that things stick to it. Fluid, maybe that's a better word. Okay, so I'm going to take this time and so I'm just layering on color at this point. Yeah, I can definitely see where that pistachio is laid. Do a little bit more right there. Trying to, and it does hold. Gonna go from the bottom up this time. And then we'll move on, I promise. I just wanted to see how it would do. I thought he said that it reactivates when it heats. So you can definitely build colors with this, meaning you can build layers. You know, get a base down first and then go through and just start layering out your glaze. The more glaze you layer, the more, you know, the more glaze you're going to get look to it. I mean, this looks almost like a stained glass effect at that point. So that's really cool. All right, so let's go ahead and layer out some of our glitter gel now on this tag. I will layer out the colors separately as well, just so we can see what those look like. I'm going just to use this bubble wrap stencil by Simon Hurley. Honestly, I'm a little bit scared to use anything detailed with the glitter glaze or the glitter, this glitter gel, just because it is so thick that sometimes when you have a thicker glitter, it doesn't always go into the nooks and crannies of your stencil. So I want to start off with a bubble stencil and see. I just want to see what it does. I think it's beautiful. So pretty. So I'm going to start off with this is moon dust, just right there. And I'm just going to spread it out as much as I can. And then I'll do from here, I will go over to, pardon me, I'm still learning the names. This is Solar Flare. And I'm going to do this on a white tag as well so that you can see. Oh, this one has stars in it. Look at that. How fun is that? Really cool. And then we will finish off with this dark matter up here. Oh, and that has bigger sequins. That's really fun. And of course you're going to want to like wash your stencil after, because you know, this probably does dry like any other gel dries, and it'll be permanent on your stencil. So I'm going to go ahead and just wet that down with some water. But so that's um, the glitter gel on this mixed media tag. I want to go ahead and just spread it out, like do the 3 colors, just spread out on top of here, and then finally we will end with the tag, just doing it on a white tag, just to see what it looks like on white. But yeah, let me clean this because I don't want to ruin my stencil. So I'm going to set this off to the side to dry over here. But it does have some really fun chunky stuff in it. It really does. It's pretty freaking cool. And I'm really digging on the silicone mat. I think this is going to be my favorite thing to film on now. I'm so excited that they sent this to me. I mean, this is fabulous. This is amazing. I didn't think that the price point on it was too bad either. I thought it was under 20 bucks. So nice. I have some other mats that are by other companies that are about the same size, and they're a lot more than my other favorite one that's roughly this size is 35 bucks. So, you know, go figure. All right, so let me take this one, and I'm just going to run it across with my spatula on these, and then we'll do it on a white tag as well. Okay, so I'll use the moon dust just down here. It really lays pretty. And then let's do the, is this solar eclipse? Am I learning? Solar flare. Almost. I love the stars on this. So pretty. So depending on what kind of coverage you want, you want a thicker coverage, obviously. Oh, and it also says that we can heat it up. So I'm going to try to heat set it on the next swatch I do. All right. And then we will finish up. I love this black. When I saw this black, I was like, oh yes, this is glitter. This is the dark matter. Has beautiful colors in it. Love it. So see, even though it's like really like, you know, super thick in the paste itself, you can totally thin that out. So let me go ahead and just take another little tag here. And this one, I'm going to lay it out, and then I'm also going to heat set it. And something else that I got that I'm really excited about, and it's a journal, it's for my journal, it's a journal pen, is this food ball pen. And so I'm really, really excited about this pen. It is a pigment-based pen, and it writes really nice. Like I haven't even written with this yet, and it's, I mean, I didn't have to shake it or anything. It writes really nice. So I just wanted to try this out on the tag. I don't even know what I'm doing. No rhyme, no reason, but I thought I would section it off some here. So here we go. And I'll do each color in each section, but I just wanted to try out the pen too. Yeah, that's a really nice pen. I like it. I know it's not pretty, but oh well, I was playing. Okay, so let me go ahead and start this off. Now I'm going to heat set this one, all right? So I'm going to start off with the moon dust up at the top. And you really can get any kind of coverage that you want. I'm messy, sorry. I do that when I get excited, I get messy. And then why don't we go ahead and do this flare next. Right down here. stars are so fun. Love it. Actually make that a little bit thicker up there. So the consistency of this is not like any other kind of glitter gels that I've used. It's pretty cool. I like that it, you know, you can stretch it out. So the base on it is all clear. It's like clear adhesive, and then the glitter's put into it. So like for example, that's not a gold type base. The glitter in it is gold, and same I think with this black too. I think that this is just a black type base that they use. Yeah, see, it's clear under the glue itself, the glitter gel, I should say, the gel is clear. So you can see the color of whatever you're working on under your base, under it if you want, or you can really layer it on quite thick and totally have total coverage there. So that's pretty stinking awesome. I like that they did a clear gel. Okay, so let's go ahead and try to heat set this. Let's see, it says that you can heat set it. I want to see if you can heat set it. Also, if anything gets stuck on the silicone mat, they said that you can clean it up with just about anything. So that's exciting. I love that. I am digging on the silicone mat, y'all. You know, and it's hard to know if you need a new mat because you think that they're all the same because the market's really saturated with them. I remember when that was like the big thing. It was like, oh my God, what kind of silicone mat will I use? Da 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 da. And then everybody had one, and then it got hard to, you think if you had one, you had them all. And see, this is this right here. That's from the black, the sequence. Okay. All right, so I'm going to go ahead, instead of using my embossing though, I am going to go ahead and use my heated craft tool. And let's just see how this does. If it, because I've never been able to use a craft tool, a heat set, anything on their gel, ever. Any kind of glitter paste, glitter gel, I can't use a heat on it at all. It'll crack, it'll bubble. So I'm real curious on how this one holds up. And if you guys haven't tried the heated tool, it's amazing. I've been on the fence with buying it for about a year because I have an embossing gun. But I'm like, that just looks like a little hair dryer. But it's so not. It's not a little hair dryer. It's super hot. It also doesn't make much noise. So it's really nice if you're doing videos because you can still talk over it and people can still hear you. And it disperses the heat more evenly. It's not as focused like an embossing gun is. And so, you know, you can get things drier, I think, better, faster, and it doesn't maneuver the medium all over your paper like a heat, like an embossing tool would. So this is really nice. I love this glitter gel. So pretty. It's so pretty. I love this stuff in it. Now I want the ones I didn't get. So let's see, how did this do? Is it almost dry? Almost. That one's dry up there. So obviously the thinner the coverage, the quicker it dries. All right, you guys, I'm super excited about the stuff that came from Ranger today. I just wanted to share. Check out Tim Holtz, obviously, his YouTube, because he does really, if you don't know this already, I'm sure you do, he does really fantastic product demonstrations with his stuff. I need to actually go over and check out all the stuff that he does do with the embossing glaze, because I saw him demo it at Creativation. I did a video of him demoing it, I think, but it's been since January, so I'm sure I could use a refresher on it. But these products are absolutely fantastic. I'm super excited. I think the thing that blew my mind the most is definitely the clear adhesive foam. That is just mind-boggling to me. I do have everything listed down below that I played with today for your convenience. So make sure you check it out if you're interested. Also, go check out Ranger's website, their website, well, which is any of the links down below, but also their YouTube channel. They do fantastic tutorials with all of their designers and creators over there. So make sure you go check them out for more information. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below, and I will be happy to try to find the answer for you if I don't know. Until next time, happy crafting. Bye, guys.